Oh, this is messy. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Tina. And the car might be a strange place for me to start off this reading vlog, but I am sitting in front of my library and I am about to do something that is so fun to me. I'm going to browse. Brilliant, right? I mean, I'm going to use the library as it's intended, but what I'm looking for specifically is going to be hard, actually, because I'm looking for books I know nothing about. And I know a lot about books. I've been a book influencer now for 8 years, maybe longer. So I've been talking about these books and paying attention to what's being released for a very long time. Obviously, though, there's still a lot of books that I don't know about. So here's my strategy. Before I go in, I asked myself, what is it that I want to read? What am I in the mood for? I am in the mood to feel. I want to cry. I'm in the mood for something upmarket. So upmarket fiction, also known as book club fiction. And I want something that's well written, but emotional with really solid characters. Nothing too heavy, which can be tricky. I would love to find an under the radar thriller, which is going to be very tricky. And I think if nothing else, I should look for a genre that I don't read often from, because that's going to be the easiest way for me to really try and grab some books that I know nothing about. Because, you know, I know a lot about thrillers, but maybe I know less about romance. So that's my strategy. I'm going to take you along with me into my sweet baby angel library, my favorite place on earth. The girls aren't with me today, so I'm going to have a little bit of time to browse. So let's go see. And of course, I'll share what I pick up. All right, the bag of books is secured. This is the official pile of books that I'm going to try and sample so that I can read books that I know nothing about. You've already seen me go to the library and grab some of the books that I wanted to sample for this. So I grabbed some of those, and then I have 2 books that just came in the mail for book mail. But before we get into the reading vlog, I wanted to thank FlexSpot so much for sending me their recliner. This is the reading nook of my dreams, honestly. It's so peaceful in here. I can see my birds. And of course, most importantly, I'm comfortable when I'm reading. So what they sent me is their swivel rocker recliner Lotus. I chose the leather. It is the electric version, as you can probably hear, and the color is ivory. This chair is perfect for me for so many reasons. Number one, I hate sitting still. I am a fidgeter, and I love that I can just sit here and rock back and forth. It is so comforting. It's so cozy. Also, as you can see, I am sitting cross-legged, and it is wide enough to do that. So I love that the arms are sort of flat, and it's wide enough to spread out. The girls love to get in here with me as well. Also, it's a swivel chair, which is great because I could look over this way, you know, and again, for fidgeters, this is perfect. They have other options too. This one's electric. They have some that are manual. This one has a charging port on the side here, but you don't need to put that in there. They also have ones that have little phone holders, and I'm wondering if I should have gotten that one so maybe I can assemble my Kindle in there. At any rate, if you are building a reading nook or if you're in the market for a good recliner that's cozy, that's pretty, and one that you'll have for a really long time, I highly recommend this one. One more thing, let me show you my favorite feature. It's got a hidden pocket, and I'm going to keep my annotation supplies in here. Again, it's their swivel rocker recliner Lotus, and thank you so much to FlexSpot for sending this my way. I will put the link for this in the description below if you want to grab one. Let's go ahead now and sample some of the books. I'm going to put my recliner back on here. Here are the books that we've got. We've got The Rib King by Lady Hubbard. This one I don't know what it's about. I just remember seeing the cover around back, I think it was 2016. I got this thriller, Hush Little Baby. Again, know nothing about it. I've got The Laughter. I think this one is set at a university and a white male college professor becomes obsessed with a colleague. I have Chloe, A Novel of Secrets and Lies. One, the cover is amazing, and I love that subtitle. A Novel of Secrets and Lies, like totally sold me. And then I grabbed two that were book mail. Now, this one is enormous. I just realized how thick, or I can see how big it is, but I just realized it doesn't come out until October. So I don't know that I'll pick this one up. And I also believe that my kids drew on it, so sorry about that, Flatiron. But this one is a portrait of envy and ambition set against the glamour and privilege of media and high society in New York City. And then finally, we've got Twist of Fate. And this is a book in translation. It's translated by S.L. Parks. This one is about two women that meet on a train and each have a deadly secret, and then one disappears and the other takes her place, which sounds great to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get sampling and we'll see which ones I end up with. All right, so this one, it has a great opening sentence and it says, "It began as lust, that much I will admit." Great opening sentence. I can tell already that this one is going to be probably not the tone I'm looking for right now. Book of privilege, radicalization, class, and modern academia. I work in academia and it is summer and I'm just not sure that I want to live here right now, honestly. So I'm gonna put this aside for now. Let's see how this one begins. Hush Little Baby. All right, so if I wanted a book that's gonna open with a bang, here we go. Did a man write this? No, a woman. It says, this woman is giving birth. It says, "I wasn't worried though. The fetal monitor had been good this whole time. Stella was over 6 feet tall with a pelvis you could drive a Mack truck through." Oh, they're queer. Okay, that's good. Oh, this is messy. So this woman, the main character's girlfriend, left her for someone else when she was 5 months pregnant with her biological child. Okay, I might have to come back to this one. This is pretty good. I'm gonna stay with that one. This one is literary fiction and it is, I think, historical as well. It's about a man named August who works for the Barclay family. Okay, so this is about a family that used to be wealthy, but their fortune is dwindling. We're following the main character, August, who works for them. He's worked for them his whole life. And in the beginning, he is talking to the owner of the house and basically is given the task of having to make a recommendation on which of the 3 orphan boys he would let go. And he doesn't want to do that because he came up in this house himself as an orphan and he doesn't feel like that would be fair. Okay, we'll see. I'm really curious about this one. It's going to take me a little bit longer, I think, to get into it, which is fine. So we'll come back to that one. I'm not totally writing it off. A Twist of Fate, though. This sounds like it's right up my alley. Yeah, this is good. This one is got good writing style, and it's very much a show and not tell kind of book. The author dives right in, and you learn certain things about the main character without her having to say it explicitly. For example, somebody on the train notices that the woman has bruises on her wrist, which hints that she had been abused and she's fleeing an abusive situation, but the author doesn't come out and tell you that. So I like that. And I think I'm gonna put this one aside because I didn't realize it came out in October and I already have some good options here, but I will try Chloe. Okay, this one is about a woman that's working as a personal chef in Martha's Vineyard. The setting is right for this time of year. I like that very much. She is a private chef for the Harrisons, one of the most powerful Black families on Martha's Vineyard. So that's where this takes place. And they're having a massive party as they do every summer. And one of the people on the guest list is an influential Black billionaire. And that's who Chloe is, because I was wondering. And apparently Chloe is the billionaire's wife who completed suicide. Okay, I would not have guessed that. It sounds like maybe there's like a haunting. So I'm into this. I think this one's going to be my top. These are my 4 options, and maybe I'll get through all of them. Who knows? Maybe I'll get crazy. I doubt it. You know how I am. But these are my options. So let's get into reading. All right, so I went with Chloe, and I'm really glad that I did. I am loving this. It is so easy to get through, and it is perfect for summer, as I thought it might be. So it is about our main character, Angel, who's a private chef. She works for this family, the Harrisons, and they stay on Martha's Vineyard for the summer. Right now, I am about 60 pages in, and she was working for them all summer. And like I was saying before, the person that she works for was really excited because one of the only Black billionaires to exist, Everett Bruce, is on the island. And so she was really hoping that she could get him to come to their party. And like, she was hoping to introduce him to her daughter, even though he's much older than her. But he runs into Angel at this restaurant, and the two of them strike up a friendship. They start going out. And at first she is sneaking around behind her employer's back. And then finally, you know, it's a small island, so she finds out. And then, this is what's kind of fun. I actually had no idea that there would be a romance in this at all. I did not know there was going to be a marriage in this. And it says this right in the synopsis. Soon he and Angel begin a whirlwind romance that culminates in marriage. And Angel moves to Riverwild, her husband's massive estate along the Potomac River. And that is where it gets a little spooky. Okay, things are making more sense now. So I'm excited for this. It looks like Chloe, who is Everett's first wife, is not going down without a fight. So far I'm really digging it. I'm super excited that I am loving this. And it's only 214 pages, so I'm sure I will finish it at some point today. Oh, I should have known. It says right here, this is an updated domestic suspense version of Rebecca. I should have known that. In fact, now that I see that, I do remember seeing that at the library. But at any rate, doesn't matter. I'm really liking it. Well, that was a massive freaking letdown, honestly. I'm so bummed because it had promise. So this book is told in 2 parts, and part 1 is literally all about their courtship between Everett and Angel. And she's a chef, right, working on Martha's Vineyard. They start hanging out. She has this really terrible employer who's kind of a jerk to her. And there was some fun tension built within there. But then part 2 is their life together when they do get together and she moves into the mansion that he built with his wife. This is very timid domestic suspense. Very predictable, I would say, especially if you read a lot of books like this. And it was honestly not even it definitely wasn't a thriller. It was more contemporary fiction that was a little bit messy. I would try the author again. She has a lot of books, actually, and I'm surprised I haven't read her previously. I like that it was short, but nothing really happened in Act 2, and that's the thing, right? It was called Chloe, so that is supposed to be this woman that is haunting Angel, that's like always top of mind, etc. And Chloe's part was so minimal. Like, it was only toward really the last quarter of the book that we got any introduction of her at all. The sister was supposed to be the foil for the villain in Rebecca, who is a great villain, whose name I'm of course forgetting. God, I know you guys are screaming at me in the comments. Mrs. Danvers, whatever her name is. Okay, so his sister, Ida, is supposed to be a foil for her, and she doesn't hold a candle. She's pretty awful, but it's also just more like the cold shoulder. Maybe one good twist at the end that I didn't see coming, but the ending was kind of silly. And I see why it has a 3-star rating on Goodreads. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, I'm giving it 2.5 stars. I'm not mad that I read it, but I am a little mad because I'm going to bring it to the podcast. And I normally only like to bring books to the podcast that I rate 3.5 stars or better, meaning I recommend them. I don't think I recommend this unless you really love Rebecca, or I would say just reread Rebecca if you love it, or read it for the first time. If you want a quick book maybe to get toward a reading goal, then you could read this one, because it wasn't awful. And I liked the first half quite a bit. There's a lot of description of food, which I don't mind in my writing, honestly, but I don't think this book had enough tension. The pacing was off and there just wasn't that much there. So overall, I'd call this a pass, but I'm going to go play bocce ball, I guess, for a work event. So we shall do that. We'll see how I do. And I'll come back and let you know what other book I begin. Okay, book number 2 in my Reading Books I Know Nothing About experiment is going so very well. It's called Hush Little Baby by R.H. Herron, and I am so into this. This book is so messy. It is so messy. You have main character, I don't know her name because I don't remember their names. It doesn't matter. Your main character is an OBGYN. She's pregnant. I want to say something like 7 months pregnant. And you find out that she is carrying the baby of her soon-to-be ex-wife. So when they were together, her ex-wife, they tried to get her pregnant. She couldn't carry a baby. So then they decided to take her ex-wife's egg and have her have it. And they were married at the time, obviously. So she's literally carrying the baby of her ex-wife. And then I'm about 20% in, and they just had a OB appointment. Ultrasound appointment. So they're looking at the baby on the ultrasound screen. This woman, her soon-to-be ex-wife, cheated on her, and that's the whole thing. That's why they broke up. Our main character didn't want to break up, but her ex cheated. So she is now with the woman she cheated on her with. This woman has the audacity to bring the other woman to the OB appointment, ask if she can come into the ultrasound room. Main character lets her come in and see their baby on screen. The baby's name is V. They're calling it V, whatever. And then they have the audacity to say, oh, well, we're prepared to offer full custody to you. So now our main character, who is carrying this baby, is basically being forced to be a surrogate. She's absolutely not down with that. She's not taking them up on their offer. But boy, is this book freaking messy. She's also sober, and she tells the story about her rock bottom and the thing that happened that made her get sober. I was reading this or listening to this driving, and I almost had to pull over. I swear to you, I was absolutely shocked. I don't know if that's something that could really happen, but if so, holy shit. This book is really good. It's not like a popcorn thriller. It's kind of, I would say, domestic suspense. So I'm just really enjoying the storytelling. And this one is narrated by X.E. Sands, who's fabulous. And of course, I'm listening to it thinking, oh my God, whoever's narrating this is incredible. I want to read more of their books that they narrate. And then it turns out it's X.E. Sands, who's very popular, who I have read multiple times and really, really enjoy. So happy to report that book 2 in this experiment is going super well. And let's hope it keeps it up. You know what I mean? I did peek at Goodreads. It has about a 3.8 rating, which I'm totally fine with. But anyway, I'm really excited to continue this reading experience. All right, I'm on page 246 of this book, and it's got about 315 pages. I am riveted. I truly cannot put this down. I probably have 100 things that I could do right now. I want to film a video. I want to pack for this trip I'm going on. And yet I'm sitting here because I want to finish this book. It's honestly so gripping and so messy and so jacked up and just everything I want in a thriller. And I'm nervous. I want to see how this ends. I hope she sticks the landing. Since when do you cry from a thriller? I swear. This book was so completely for me. This was everything I want in a thriller. I gave it 5 stars. I mean, I just finished it, but it's 5 stars. I want more people to read it. And I think this one is going to be especially poignant if you are a mother, if you're somebody that's gone through childbirth. Holy shit. That is an experience in and of itself. And this author just did a really good job of taking that to the extreme. And there is such a great villain in this one, yet she told the story with such compassion. the main character is not perfect. She's flawed, she's paranoid, she's in recovery, but she's fully fleshed out and she is willing to admit her mistakes. I was on the edge of my seat trying to figure out, okay, what's going on here? And I'm trying to be as vague as I can because I want, you know, I want you to have the experience of the reveal. Is it ridiculous and over the top? I mean, obviously, of course, that is what you get when you read books like these, but I swear I loved it so very much. I want a copy of this. I loved it. R.H. Herron, well done. Oh, she is a best-selling author under a different name of more than 24 books. And it looks like there's one other under R.H. Herron called Stolen Things. So I think Stolen Things is her first R.H. Herron book, and then this is her follow-up. When did this come out? Because I want more. I need more. 2021. Okay. So well done to the author. This story was freaking wild, and I loved every piece of it. Please read it. It's underrated. I love an under the radar thriller. And if you pick this up, let me know what you think, but only if you liked it. You know what I mean? But anyway, just kidding. Tell me what you think. I'm so glad that I read this. And it's one of those books that I'm like now sad that it's over, but I really very much enjoyed this. So let's see how I did with this experiment. And my goal for this was to grab 2 books that I knew nothing about. Obviously I did that. I wanted books to make me feel and I wanted to cry, and this one definitely did that. I said I wanted something that was upmarket fiction that would be good for discussion. I think actually both of these would be good for discussion. Of course, I recommend this one a lot more. Wanted something that was well written. I wanted something that was emotional with solid characters, yes. And I said I wanted nothing too heavy, which is a success for both of these. I also said that I wanted an under the radar thriller, which this one definitely is. I also said I wanted to grab a genre that I don't read much from, which I did, but I ended up not reading those. So, you know, that one was the only one that I didn't really do. But overall, a wild success. And thank you again to FlexSpot and their Lotus recliner. I love it. I've used it so many times since we got it set up, and I'm so delighted by it. I will again link that below if you want to pick one up for yourself. But thank you as always for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you read either of these books on my recommendation, be sure to let me know. I will be back very soon with more videos. And don't forget to comment on this one, like it, and subscribe if you haven't already. But I will see you in my next video.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to my mommy video.
Talk like a big girl, not like a baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am a baby.
You are a baby.